I've established women's ages to this. You're either, what was it, like 25, 35, or sorry. You're either 18, 25, or 35. That's it. Just like that. So basically, like, if you're like a young minor, I just assume you're 18 years old going forward, or if you're like somewhere 21, 22, I'll just say that you're 18. That's fine. If you're a little bit of an older lady, I would just say you're 25 constantly. So like if you're 37, you've been 25 for about a good 12 years. And then anybody that's after that one, the highest number I'll go is 35, because I've never had a woman that looked obviously 67 get mad at me for calling them 35. They're always super happy about it. And I'm like, you know what? That's women's ages. That's it. Everybody's happy. Nobody's mad. I
feel like these are also people that you just want to bang.
Okay, let me rephrase this. These are rules I tell the women's ages on women that I want to bang, which is a fair assessment to make.
Yeah, it's fun. We have fun.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. I've had more than relations with women that have been classified in 35 ages, and I'm gonna tell you right now, better than the 25. Putting that out there. Any women that's on the downhill, and she just sees me coming out there, a young vixen male.
A young vixen male. A young vixen male.
A young, vibrant vixen male.
I'm also a video vamp in my younger days.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, you saw me bragging about my OnlyFans account on my freaking on my stand-up page, so why not?
I don't blame you.
Yeah, exactly.
Be proud of it, man.
Everybody's going into that self-pornography thing. Why the fuck can I can't? I have a market, Sam Narani. How dare you?
Hey, come on. I wasn't judging. You got all defensive, and then you just went down this fucking spiral.
I'm not defensive, and I'm not judging, and everything like that. And hopefully these ladies, they don't judge either. That's why I'm able to hang out with them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, better than I've had with a young person, because a young person is 100% just like, they're too into how they look while they're doing it, and it's just like,
it's more of a presentation when you're younger. Like when you're in your 20s, it's like I gotta present it a certain way. But like once you get past it, you're like, we're just having a good time, dude. This is what this.
Yeah, we're just here. Everything that jiggles. It's great.
Look up. Look somewhere else.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be making eye contact all the time with my cellulite.
That's the thing, though. I don't mind some cellulite. I do like me some cellulite and everything. I just like I said, I like the natural kind of like feel of things. I don't like things looking too perfect in tone. It just looks eh.
Ooh, see, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a personal thing? Like, is it too much? If you looked at your body all the time, we're like, God damn, yeah. Would you be more keen on fucking just like random hot people?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
There we go.
Hey man,
how you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
No, we're just talking about having relations with like older ladies, and you know, after a certain point, you just don't care about how they look. We just care about fucking. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, older ladies are my thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They got their own shit going on.
Sometimes they pick up the tab.
Yeah, for real.
They let me call them mommy. I love it.
Welcome to the All Regerts podcast, a podcast about regrets with Omar Gonzalez and Sam Narani.
Calling the mommy's more of a fetish thing, but you know what? Why not?
I'm gonna grab a lighter real quick. I'll be right back.
No, that's cool, man. So while Sam's out there getting a lighter and everything, I do want to take this time to introduce our buddy, our good friend, Ben Horn. Ben Horn, how you been, man?
Good. Just, man, it's weird. Like, it's almost had the reverse effect in that I spend way more time outside now than I have in years.
Oh, wow. Is this because you're out there protesting the fact that you're inside, that you just want to be outside all the time? I get it, man.
Well, I'm just so tired of my fucking house that I would rather just walk around my shitty neighborhood than in my fucking house anymore.
While you're outside, do you like notice like how much? Do you end up like noticing more about your neighbors and like how trash they are?
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. But my neighbors were completely trash even before. Like, I have two neighbors to my right that, for whatever reason, just hate each other. They're two middle-aged guys. Both of them, I'm pretty sure, have serious drinking problems.
Oh wow.
Been so many times when, like, the cops have been called because they're fighting in the middle of the street, and
Oh wow, old guy wars. Damn.
like real wars. I mean, they've smashed each other's cars. There was even this was before the whole lockdown thing started. I was heading to work, and I go out to my Jeep, and I hear somebody over like an air horn go, "Get the fuck back inside!" And I look up, and there's just a barricade of cops that have like blocked off our block, and they're like trying to negotiate with one of my neighbors to get him to come out.
Oh.
That didn't even seem abnormal. I was just like, oh yeah, more of this shit.
Oh. You're like me, like when there was like a crackhead appearing in my own neighborhood in the backyard in his underwear, and he was like hiding, like not at the gate outside of my yard, and I just see him squatched down behind like a garbage can, and there's cop cars like patrolling around the entirety of the area, and then finally he started running, and I decided to move to the front of the house because I knew exactly how this was going to end. He jumped the house in the front. On the other house, jumped to the front of the yard, and as soon as I'm sitting there in the front of the yard, I had a beer in my hand. I looked over. He starts running on the middle of the street, and this cop car hit him, and he kind of fell down to the floor and just tackled him. And I'm like, yep, it's good to be back in your neighborhood.
Another day in the neighborhood.
Another day in the barrio, bro. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah, you're in El Paso right now, right?
Yep, I'm in El Paso. Everything is 97 degrees. I regret coming here because the air conditioning is now broken, and I'm not sweating profusely, but I am very, very hot at this moment in time. So
I lived in El Paso for like the better part of 4 years.
Mm-hmm. And how was your time at Fort Bliss? How was your time at Fort Bliss?
Did you enjoy all of the chain restaurants that El Paso has to offer?
All the chain restaurants, yeah. I think we got a Twin Peaks there.
Damn.
My favorite thing about El Paso was actually like there's so much land that I could just load up my Jeep with guns and drive out into the desert and just shoot into nothingness.
Oh, dude. You just triggered one, honest to God, big kind of regret that I have, which is...
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Already.
Oh, God. It's been only, 3 minutes?
My first car ever was an 88 Honda Civic that I got, and that, honestly, honest with you, I got it when I was like 17 years old, and that car should have died maybe about 5 years before I got it, and it just had so many problems with it. Like, I got it with the muffler fell off in the middle of the highway, and my sister had to go out there, just run into the middle of the highway to go pick up the muffler during rush hour, which was, in hindsight, not the smartest idea, but what are you going to do?
Sure, yeah. You gotta get that muffler.
Exactly. You gotta get that muff, bro. I've done worse for the muff. So basically, like, that car was with me for about a good 7 or 8 years, and problems galore. Thing would break down, clutch would go out, all the nines. I think I replaced the clutch 4 times. The last straw was when I took my mom from church to my house, and to the point where I had no brakes. I just had to use the emergency brakes.
Yeah.
To pop up there, we're just like, no driving over 30 miles an hour.
Jesus, basically.
Yeah, I'm glad you went to church. Jesus was helping you out there.
Yes, we made it home.
Jesus, take
but
the
then
brakes.
my mom was like, all right, you just got to get a new car. Fine. So I got a new car. And then my dad said, you know what? I think I could sell your Civic for $500. And I'm like, that's total bullshit. You can't sell this car. It's scrap metal. And then my buddy Juan, who was in the Marines at the time for like about 4 or 5 years, said, hey, why don't we just take this car, go out in the middle of nowhere, and I have all these guns, let's just shoot the shit out of it and just start blowing it the fuck up and everything. And I was gonna go do that, but the problem is my dad actually ended up selling the car for $600. I have no idea how he did it. He gave me $200, and I'm like, that was probably one of the biggest regrets I ever had because we could have gone out there and just shot the shit out of that car. And just honestly, my whole dream was like to shoot it so much that it blows up, just like in the movies.
You could have just left it there, and nobody cared.
No, yeah, just left there with the other cars that are abandoned in the middle of the desert. But like seriously, I thought because I'm not gonna lie to you, Grand Theft Auto has taught me if you shoot a car enough times, eventually it'll blow up, no matter how crappy the gun is.
You know what the most regrettable part of that story is, Omar?
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna hold on to that car until someone said something.
Yeah.
You know what?
My mom's like, you should get a new car, and I'm like, yeah, and that's it, and that's all that happened.
Dude,
what the fuck, dude?
Car,
love yourself.
so much trouble. You just not even understand it. Like, and the problem was that the way that my dad would fix up that car was always the most Chicano Mexican way to freaking fix that shit up. We had it to the point where you have to remember this is El Paso. It gets super hot. The air conditioning never worked, so in order for air conditioning, you just lower down windows. But then two of my windows didn't break. The one on my passenger side and the one in the back left window didn't work. So we had to put 2x4s in there to hold up the window at all times.
Damn.
The inside of your car looked like a roller derby car with just.
Kind of was like that. Dude, when I would hang out with the homies and they would like when I got my new car, we hang out with the homies and they would like get rides with me. Like one of them had a girlfriend in there.
In the front seat and just crawl over the seat and get in the back.
No, yeah, pretty much. Like normally you go out there, you yell shotgun. We go out there and you're like back right window, and it's like damn it. And then just finally like when I had the new car, somebody yells at it, and it's just like, and I told them, dude, you guys don't have to do that shit no more. The front and the back windows actually work this time. Plus, I have AC now. It's such a glorious thing. AC is so underrated, man. It is so like when we take it for granted, but if you don't have it, it is such a bitch.
Dude, I lived in New York for like 3 years, way up in New York, and it's like 8 months of brutal winter, and they don't even put AC units in a lot of the apartments there. It's just a heating unit. That's it.
You don't need AC. It's fine. It gets humid though out there.
When you get like a month and a half of summer, you just have to open windows and just like open all the doors and hope that you don't fry.
Oh, plus you also get that nostalgia feeling of when like you just walk by and then all of a sudden someone opens the window and their AC unit just falls into the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to preserve that, right?
That's actually how they lost all the AC units. They're like, fuck it, we're not replacing them anymore. There used to be AC units in New York, is what I'm trying to say. Read some goddamn history, you guys.
That is back when Prohibition started. Like everybody had an AC unit.
Back in the day of temperance, everyone had an AC unit.
Oh God, I don't know about you guys, but like that car sucked ass, and that wasn't even the car that I love my car now, but I've had some horrible cars growing up. What about you guys? What was like your first car growing up? And everything.
I loved my first car growing up. I miss my first car growing up. I saw somebody with my first car growing up, and I cried.
Ah,
First car, like a Maserati? What did you possibly miss?
It was a, I'm going to start with DX. It had nothing going on for it except power steering, I think.
okay. That's a standard function in most cars.
It was a 2000 Honda Civic, and it was green like the Dallas Stars, and I named him Eddie after their goalie.
Aww.
That's a weird thing that I've noticed. I've only seen of girls. Girls name their cars. I've never known a guy that's like, dude.
Because that's my best friend. Okay, you know how it's like a guy and his best friend's a dog? That old story? A boy and his dog?
Girl in her car.
Girl in her car. Bitch, I gotta get the fuck out of here, alright? I might get raped. I might get abused. Bye. It's me and Eddie, all the way. Over a cliff. Holding hands.
Yeah, I dated a girl that had like 3 or 4 Jeeps over the time that I knew her.
Oh wow, how basic was she?
Actually, not very basic.
Did she go off-roading?
clunkers and then like try to fix them up, and eventually they just shit on her and she'd go buy another Jeep, like another clunker. But she named every single one of them.
Yeah.
With a different name. Like they all had their own personalities and their own characteristics.
Okay, all right.
It becomes your friend. I mean, if you drive a lot, it's like your horse, I guess.
Yeah, it is your horse.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some vehicles that I definitely have some good memories in, for sure.
Were they back of the jig with your military buddies, or?
way before the military, when I was just a young, dumb teenage kid, just getting high and drunk and driving places.
back before you shortened your name. Well, back when you were going by your full name, Benjamin B. Horny. You were hanging out with your buddies.
Oh my God, is that your Christian name?
Say what?
Is that your Christian name?
Benjamin B. Horny. Yes.
I read that name in the book of Isaiah.
My name is just White.
Whitey Whiterstein is my name. Hello, sir or madam. Like that.
Horny, if anything, just makes it sound slightly more exotic.
That's fair. You had a point there. My name is Rick Crackerson. That's what it is. But alright, go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry about that. Feel free. Old classic cars you were driving.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cover my mouth so I stop making words.
Yeah, I mean, I had an old like Nissan Maxima, I think my dad gave to me. And I mean, as soon as I had a car, I was doing fucking everything I wasn't supposed to be doing. Like, I finally had the freedom to go buy drugs that weren't, in my neighborhood and go parties and shit like that. I was finally free from all of my bad decisions. And I remember driving around Illinois and Iowa when I would go up to visit, because I got some family up there. And like Iowa roads, it's just nothing but fucking corn. Just as far as you go, just corn every fucking where.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that sounds like every scene in a horror flick.
Right? Like you're waiting for someone to pop out of it as you drive by. I like it.
Yeah, I've felt more comfortable driving through some really terrible neighborhoods than I did driving through fields of corn.
All of a sudden, man, you just drive down, like clowns start popping out, and it's like, you turn to your left, and all of a sudden, old baseball players come out. It's like, it's even freakier. I gotta get out.
Dude, it's always a bloody something or other.
One little ginger kid walk out of the field with a scythe in his hand. I'm running him the fuck over.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Convict me, no court will. Have you seen movies? I know this ends.
I'm not dealing with that shit. Yeah, for real.
Oh.
So when I used to live, when I was there in El Paso, I was an instructor at the time, and we used to do all kinds of random, like community projects, just doing stuff for schools and whatever. But I used to go to the UTEP campus all the time, because we were constantly doing stuff for them. And during the UTEP basketball games, they used to have us rappel down from the rafters of the court and like throw out T-shirts and shit like that.
Oh wow!
I was unfortunately the tallest one, and so they made me put on the Pay Dirt Pete mascot costume.
Oh shit!
On the top, in the middle of this basketball game, dressed as the UTEP mascot. And I'm not the most chipper, like, school spirit kind of guy. So they're like, when you get down, do some dances or something. It's like, you really have the wrong person for this. I just want to leave, and I want to get out of this nasty-ass costume.
Ben, hey, what the fuck was the job description of this thing? Like, must have had Cirque du Soleil experience. You're repelling? What?
Yeah, I taught repelling at Fort Bliss. I used to teach air assault school at Fort Bliss. So, like, repelling was a large part of our job. Mm-hmm. So we would do all kinds of repelling for just random-ass events in El Paso. Like, it wouldn't even make sense. Like, it'd be like a dog auction or something, and they'd be like, what'd be cool is if we had soldiers repelling from the tower.
Could you say that you were basically the Blue Angels of repelling?
Oh God, that makes it sound way cooler than it was.
You should totally say that. Say that.
Do
it!
Ridiculous. We used to have to rappel during these basketball games all the time. I remember one time we're on this catwalk, which is just like a grid floor, right? Like it's just a grill. And my buddy somehow ordered a bunch of beers and brought them up to the rafters with us. Beer, getting ready to rappel from this, I don't know, probably like 60-foot ledge. And I'm walking by my buddy on this tiny little narrow path, and he's got a beer in his hand, and I'm wearing this mascot costume, so I'm way bigger than I'm used to being. And I try to knocks the beer out of his hand. The entire beer spills all the way down directly onto the basketball court. Oh. Every single one of us was like, oh my God, we are so fucked. We're in so much trouble. And then we got a phone call from our boss who was down below on the actual court. And he's like, did one of you guys spill water? We're like, yeah, we accidentally spilled a water bottle. He's like, all right, well, we already cleaned it up. You guys need to be more careful.
They couldn't smell it? Are you fucking... Or were they just trying to give you a pass, dude?
I think they were trying to give us a pass, because there's no way that it smelled malty.
Yeah, you can't bust the red rafters, man. That'd be insane. That'd be like trying to get the Blue Angels for drinking and driving. You can't drink and fly. You can't do that shit to them, man.
Dude, if I saw a Blue Angel like just ripping the flask as he's coming down with his chute, that's a true American hero. All right.
I don't know, man. They've only proven to me that they can fly. They haven't shown me shit about their driving skills. I still think that the regular driving law. Now, if they want to drink and fly, then I'm like, I believe you. If they were my pilot,
no, they don't drink and fly. They coke and fly. Sam, be respectful of our military.
I'm just saying, if you're fucked up and you're good at the thing you're known to be good at, do it. You know what you're doing. It's fine. I trust you. But not driving. Unless you can, if you're doing NASCAR, I guess. If the Blue Angel guy also does NASCAR, then yeah.
So, I mean, like,
and those are my conditions for something!
Like, if somebody's, like, drinking and flying, or, like, drinking and jumping out of a plane, like, if they fuck up, they're only hurting themselves, right? Like, they're...
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, wait, unless they land on someone.
Yeah, they land in some kid's backyard while he's just playing in a sandbox, and he just sees some guy splat into the backyard. Yeah, that might fuck him up for a little bit, but... Yeah.
Do you think the military is required to give that family therapy for life? Because that kid's fucked up.
Nah, man, they'll probably just settle, give him like 20 grand or something.
Yeah, not only that, that's a cool story. Somebody just falls off and just goes splats in your backyard. You're going to be telling that story.
If it's my kid, that's a cool story for me to tell. But if I'm like 7 and I'm like, I saw a man get murdered in front of me and all of his insides were outside, I'm going to be fucked up by the time I hit, the world. That was our show. Thank you again for listening, and please follow us on Instagram at Regerts Pod, and Facebook, and on all the other social media stuff. And subscribe. If any of these stories have inspired you to come up with a regret, send us your regrets at allregertspod@gmail.com.